Hello everyone. Greetings from Kenya. My name is Roseline Orwa. I am a widow activist, a childless mother of 26 orphaned children whom I love dearly, a cancer survivor, and a social entrepreneur. For 10 years, I've been championing widow rights against many odds. It's a fight to refuse to be silenced. Even with the visa issue, I have refused to be silenced. Not now, not ever. So I do not have data or figures to tell you. But I have stories why it is time to leave no widow behind. Today, I will tell you two of those stories, my very own and another. I was widowed 10 years ago when a hopeful short-lived marriage ended when my second husband was killed at the post-election violence in Kenya in 2008. I became a widow. I was afraid, stigmatized, and ostracized. As a divorced, childless widow, they wanted me to grow smaller, and perhaps disappear. I know abuse, stigma, and rejection, as I had earlier endured a brutal divorce that got me lose my job. My tailoring business and apartment burnt to ashes. They made my aging widowed mother to return dowry, for I was seen as valueless and worthless in a society where a woman's worth is measured by the number of children she births. I was rendered jobless and homeless in less than 1 week. I lived on the street for 6 weeks. I was afraid and ashamed. Women like me, culturally, have no value except humiliating names, because we are a society ruled by culture, and culture enslaves even the educated. So my life story is the story of so many rural women in Africa who survive life against all odds, who are invisible, afraid, with no support or opportunities, but endure daily harmful cultural practices in abject poverty. One day, they came to cleanse me when my husband died, and I woke up to fight for my dignity. But I ended up fighting for recognition, acceptance, protection, and resource allocation for more than 4 million widows in Kenya, and further creating a widows movement when I championed the outlawing of widow cleansing. I am a living example why no widow should be left behind. Over the years, I have met, fed, housed, and supported countless number of widows who have given me love and taught me true empathy, with endless stories to share with the world as I agitate for change. I am here on behalf of these rural widowed women who have given me my voice back, whose midst I have found my tribe, and whose plight have become my very own. Because we are the ones being cleansed, inherited, disinherited, and sexually exploited to maintain cultural beliefs, how can the world succeed without us? We are the ones who are left to negotiate with our rapists in the name of cultural beliefs. We are the ones whose role in getting infected with HIV and AIDS is clearly defined. We are the ones whose faces wear suffering and pain. We are the ones our face wears poverty. We are the ones the world has left behind. But we are capable of telling our own story. We are willing and ready partners in changing attitudes and behavior. We are the world's forgotten partners in progress. Let me end up by sharing with you a short story from a widow in one of my groups. And I quote, "I discovered I had so much power as a widow once I knew my HIV status. I became capable of revenging and killing them, all some in return. Earlier, they had lined up men to cleanse and inherit me. Some used me for their sexual desires in the name of cultural ceremonies. Every time they brought a man to sexually cleanse me, I had no choice but to accept, for I was afraid. I later developed a secret affair with a 16-year-old son, whom I gave food. He ended up becoming sickly and eventually dropped out of school and died because of HIV and AIDS complications. I felt happy and proud at his funeral as I watched my brother-in-law and his wife mourn. Now we both knew pain, and I finally got my revenge. And they had nobody to inherit the land they had stolen from my children and I. End of quote. This was narrated to me by Rachel, not her real name, a 37-year-old widow with 4 children, two of whom she got from cleansing and inheritance. Because it is a cultural taboo to use protection in widow cleansing. I have heard such similar stories many, many times. These stories are a reminder to all of us that no widow should be left behind, because they are a threat to the society as well. I believe no woman should lose her rights and dignity because she lost her husband. And I believe no widow should be left behind. Thank you, Rita, Margaret, and UN Women for this opportunity. Thank you, everybody, and God bless you.